Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about how to post to Facebook effectively. So there's a couple different tips that I have for you guys for posting to Facebook that can get you the most traffic. One is timing. You can willy-nilly post to Facebook, but there are certain times of the day, even during the week, that there's more traffic than other times. So those times are usually in the mornings, early in the mornings, in between 7 and 8 a.m. Also in the middle of the day between 1 and 3, and at the end of the day between usually 9 and 10. But I want you to think about it. It makes sense because what do? You wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? Reach for your phone, start scrolling through Facebook, right? I do it before I even get out of bed. The first thing I do is grab my phone and start going through Facebook. So it makes complete sense. People on their lunch breaks or when they're nearing the end of their lunch breaks, things like that. And, of course, right before you go to bed. Our society is voyeuristic by nature, so they want to see what's going on in everyone's life. There's also different things. Usually you get the most traffic, most conversion with comments, not even just likes and scroll throughs, but comments and shares and things that are usually later on in the week, in the afternoons and evenings. So weekends tend to obviously drive more traffic than earlier on in the week, say Mondays and Tuesdays and things like that. Take a look at when you like to look and scroll through Facebook. And, in the back of your mind, sort of take a little mental note as to when you see that your friends are looking through Facebook, coworkers, family, things like that. Those tend to typically be the biggest drivers of traffic. One of the next big things that you can do to get to drive more traffic and to post more effectively on Facebook is the use of hashtags. I'm sure by now most of us know how to use hashtags. If not, excuse me, it's just the little hash sign, the little number sign, and your keywords. Wednesday, Beachbody, Shakeology, vegan. Think about whatever you're posting about and pick out those little keywords. Fit mom, pregnancy, anything like that. And basically what that does is there are people out there that are literally searching just by keywords. So if you have, there's a whole network of people who will search fitness, and they'll just type in fitness, and a whole brand new newsfeed will pop up of people who use the hashtag fitness. And it can be anything. So you're going to reach more people. You're going to reach a broader audience with the more hashtags that you use. So one thing I like to do is, doing fit mom or pregnancy or things that I know will reach my certain audience. That's my niche and my brand. If I make a post about, let's say, springtime, hashtag sun, hashtag warm weather, things like that. And those are going to reach a broader audience than just your group of friends that you have on Facebook. And you will start to see, and if you use the same hashtags over and over again, your name will pop up more. And you will get people who constantly use those hashtags and constantly search those hashtags will see your name pop up, and they'll be more inclined to click on your profile and your account to see what you're up to. And that in turn will convert them to likes, convert them to fans and to followers, and hopefully potential customers. So that is definitely something that you should be using in at least the majority of your posts. Now, one of the last things I want to talk about, which is actually something I had gotten straight from Shalene, She had given a whole list of relevant posts. And when you're posting to Facebook, you have to have a sort of transparency of your life, but it needs to be specific. You need to have a certain, what we like to call a brand. And we'll get more into that, but it's basically your niche, what you know about, what you know more about, what you know most about. Do you like to, and it doesn't have to necessarily be all Beachbody related. The whole point of of being in this company and being a part of this brand is to add value to people's lives. Okay? You're not just here to post kitty videos of cats attacking dogs or babies making funny faces. You need to add something of value to people's lives so that they come back and they see the positivity and they see what you are giving to them. If you like to cook, give recipes, give a weekly recipe, make a video of it. If you love to garden, different tips and tricks of the trade, pictures of your garden, things like that. And there again, you can share recipes, that you have made from things from your own garden. So you need to have sort of a niche, something that, that people come looking to you for information on. If you have kids, maybe the whole thing is craft ideas for kids or lunch ideas, nutrition for kids, how to get them involved in the kitchen, how to get them involved in being active, things like that. Excuse me. So the last thing I want to cover with you is the types of relevant posts that you should be making on your Facebook page. Some of them you want to use more of than others, and I will let you know what those are. So got to get my notes here because there's a couple of them. The first thing is you want to do a resource or a tool that leads you to your goal. So a certain book that you're reading or sharing an article, anything like that about if you're a believer in weightlifting, an article about it, things like that. Something that relates to the goal that you're working towards. Like I said, it can be Beachbody related. It might not be Beachbody related. But something that works you towards a goal. Next, something that's entertaining, a video of yourself dancing, something that sort of clues people into who you are, something that's funny, something that shares a little bit about you. Give people a little glimpse into who you are. The next thing is putting people on a pedestal. And basically what that means is sharing something about that person, honoring that person, recognizing that person. It doesn't necessarily have to be Beachbody related. It can be a friend who's lost some weight. It can be someone who's come home from the military. Share their story a little bit. Something that inspires you, that will inspire other people. Someone that maybe opened their own business, anything like that, you want to make it about other people. Again, you're adding value, making people feel good. So you want to post something that's uplifting and sharing and inspiring of someone else. A question or a poll, asking people. That's going to draw people to respond in your post. And as people are more active on your page, then your posts will show up more on their newsfeed more often. So asking questions about kids. How do you put your kid to bed? When did you start potty training? About fitness. Do you go to the gym? Do you only work out at home? What time do you typically work out at? Things about nutrition. What's your favorite recipe? Things like that. You can do things that are a little bit more controversial, but you have to remember that if you're going to do it that way, don't give your own opinion. You don't want to start a battle here. So you have to tread lightly. But you are more than welcome to, all that does is it gets people thinking, it gets people talking, and it draws traffic to you and your site. What's next here? Okay, something that I like to call the upswing. You can be transparent. Not everything goes great in your life. You're sick, your kid's having a bad day, something like that. Potty training is not going very well. Which is fine, everyone goes through those things. And people like to see that you as a coach have everyday problems just like all the rest of us. But the key is to give an upswing or silver lining to the whole thing. You still want to give it a little bit of positivity, so that people can have a takeaway from that. Next, saving time and money on different things. You can talk about the value of a challenge pack, talking about the value of having your own coach through Beachbody. Those are definitely things that you can talk about. Talk about the value of things. But you can also do, if you know of a way that you can save money, a website that you love that does coupons or something like that. Give it out. People love that kind of stuff. They'll eat it right up and they'll see, that you are present on social media, present out in the internet and things like that. Frequently asked questions. If anyone, comes to you and asks you questions, you can address that on your Facebook post, and enlighten other people. I'm sure if one person has a question, there's going to be 10 others that have a question. So you want to make sure that you're constantly asking or answering questions like that, and you can use those as a post. And people like that. Their questions will be answered. They don't have to always put themselves out there. The ever motivational post, excuse me, you want to, give something inspiring, uplifting, motivational. If it's a picture that you find, you can Google or Pinterest, or if you find something in a book that you're reading, in one of your personal development books, that's always a great thing to put out there. And, you're going to hit certain people someday that one thing you say is going to click, and that's going to get them to put that foot through the door and contact you. How-to system, something organizational as part of your niche. If you are really great at organizing pantries, make a video how to do it. Setting something up. If you are really great at making lists or things like that, finding an app that helps you, organize your to-do list or anything like that, post a picture of it, give out that information, make a video, things like that. Anything that you find on Pinterest or something, if that's something that you like to do, put that out there. People love that kind of information. They're always looking for the next best thing and how to strategize and organize their lives. For example, if anyone knows how to make laundry go smoothly, please get a hold of me because I would love to know. Anyways, moving on. Gratitude, something that you're thankful for. Waking up each day. It doesn't have to be, something religious. You can just be thankful that you have the ability to stay at home or have the ability to work this business. When you list something that you're thankful for, and you can turn it around on them and say, now it's your turn. List something that you're thankful for today. Gets people to comment, gets more traffic coming to you. Now, the last couple things, don't want to do too often, but you can definitely put out there. You just don't want to do it all the time. And that is something that's more like a "this is who I am" post, a very personal post. People do, like to see who you are. But there are other aspects, obviously, like the ones I've listed before. So you can do this, give little bits and pieces of your storyline, where you've come from, because those can be very inspirational and very motivational. Just remember, you don't want to do it too often. And the last one, again, not too often is an invitation. Inviting them to check out a page, inviting them to your challenge group, inviting them to your event, different things like that. We say all the time, we don't like to vomit Beachbody. So, you don't want to say, this is on sale, so come join my team or anything like that all the time. Definitely, when there's a new launch or, a sale or something like that, it's fine to do an invitation that way. But you want to keep those to a minimum. So the last tip I have for you guys with creating your posts is consistency. You want to make sure that you are being consistent. When you find your niche, when you find your brand, make sure that you are consistently posting about it. If you like to do recipes, decide if you want to do it, every Monday. It's something like that, or every single weekend, anything like that. But you want to be very, very consistent and make sure that you are constantly posting. And the best tip I have found for being consistent is schedule your posts ahead of time. Make a list. Think about the things that you want to post about and then make a list. If you don't actually, if you want to, go into a Word document or something or a Google Doc and actually type it out. So that way when it comes to that day, all you have to do is copy and paste. You don't have to do that. That's extra prepared. But I highly suggest at least scheduling your posts. Monday morning, this is what I'm going to do. Monday afternoon, this is what I'm going to do. Monday night, this is what I'm going to do. You want to make sure you're posting a couple times a day. Those 3 spots are the most traffic. But schedule it. Make a plan. Write it if you're a pen to paper person. Just write down what you want to write about and make sure you do it. So hopefully that gives you a good basis as to how to post effectively. And I'm going to actually have all of the types of posts all written up for you and put in the file section in the group, so you don't have to worry about scrambling around and trying to figure it out. So I'll get that all written out for you, and you can find that in the file section. But make sure that you are consistent and that you are adding value. All right? So hopefully that gives you a better idea, and we'll talk to you later.